blame, you net it.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself up back before the bull run? How'd I take some Isha, stick it in the ballroom? I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself up back before the bull run? How'd I take some Isha, stick it in the ballroom? E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Staking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself up back before the bull run? Some Isha, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself up back before the bull run? How'd I take some Isha, stick it in the ballroom?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And as usual, I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
I am very good, much better today, feeling awesome. Feeling extra excited to be here tonight, actually.
Yeah, 100%. I know we were joking a little bit earlier. I think we've coined it the crypto cough. LA and I and some of the team, and probably all of you too, with the crazy schedule that crypto brings, I've never been more sick in my entire life than when we're here working, 12-hour days and staying up all night. But it's all worth it. Getting better and better. I know LA and I were both feeling much better today too. So hopefully it's behind us and we are ready for an exciting AMA. So we have a ton to go over. Try to make it as short and sweet as possible, especially if we have a cough attack in the middle of this. But we start a new month, and August. I think it's going to be really bullish for all of us. It would be irresponsible of me to put out a hard date until the devs have confirmed. But knowing what we know, again, LA dropped some alpha on the last AMA of, all the individual contracts of Fusion have been up and tested, and now we just have to basically stitch everything together and make sure that they talk to each other. So you have to realize that, in our protocol, we have, again, off the top of my head, I would say at least 15 different contracts that talk to each other, and that is even without Fusion. I mean, we're talking all the DOS products, nodes, bonds, up EMP. I mean, there is a ton of different things that we have to all stitch together to make the sacrifice phase work and to get Fusion out the door. But we're really, really close. I think, again, August is looking good. That is not me saying that it will be here in August, so please don't spin our words. But the reality is that we're making, again, more headway than ever. Right, LA? Anything you want to add to that?
But with what he just said, please stop writing in the chats that, twisting his words and, yeah, basically we can assume it's Christmas time. Please stop saying that.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, again, I got a little sassy on the last AMA and compared it to when you're in the car with all the kids and they say, "Are we there yet?" Like that doesn't help anybody. All it does is annoy your mom and dad. So don't
No,
annoy.
it's
Yeah.
really exciting though. Like, if you can imagine, we have Jake, who is the GOAT, and then
Totally.
we have 5 other developers who are all absolutely amazing, who have been working hard on this. And each of them has their own specialty that they're working on. Some are working on front of house stuff, front end stuff. Some are working on back end stuff. But each of them have been working on different parts, different contracts, different pieces, and communicating with each other. But I mean, they're all in their little caves coding away, right? And
For sure.
now all those individual pieces are done, and Jake is the master chef who is going to put all of those ingredients on this beautiful pizza and throw it in the oven for us to all enjoy very soon. So, get excited to eat like the best pizza of your life.
I
I
love
am.
it.
My mouth is watering.
Totally. Yes, only LA can compare EMP Fusion to a delicious gourmet pizza. So I love it, LA. But no, you're 100% right. And the other side of the coin is, we've been on these AMAs for, again, what, 6 months? Since we first initially even teased Fusion, and I guarantee you that once we announce a date and we do see the chart react, there is going to be a flood of people that say, "Man, I wish I would have loaded up when I could. I should have. I should have planned better." So don't be that person. Listen to these AMAs. Again, never ever invest more than you can afford. This is not financial advice, but definitely take the time to accumulate and prepare for what's coming. So we're almost there, and it's exciting, and we have a bunch of other news as we go. But I wanted to kind of lead off with that, LA. And anything you want to add?
There will most certainly be pineapple on this pizza.
Nice. Oh man, we got all the controversy today, LA. I'm sure that'll get the comments riled up as well. So, speaking of comments, before we move on, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Um, we use the ad revenue to help support EMP and eventually Fusion. So the more engagement, the more numbers, the more subscribers, the better it is for all of us. Invest in your investment. And make sure you are commenting any questions as well. So if you have a question as we go, you can type it in the live chat, or we have a dedicated channel on Discord that you can leave your question anytime, and we'll get to it at the very end. So, all right, another major topic of discussion is PulseChain. So, and again, I attempted some clickbait trying to figure out this YouTube thing. With our title, is PulseChain Dead? For those of you that don't know, we have been building a secret project on PulseChain, and the SEC last week, or earlier this week, Monday, threw down the absolute hammer on PulseChain at Richard Hart. So that being said, we saw an extreme dump. Obviously, anytime the SEC comes out with some sort of a ruling or indictment, there's it reminds me of that GIF that is that dog and everything's burning around him and her, or it says this is fine. So, but it has turned out to be fine. I mean, we as of today, there is a 120% gain on Pulse from the lows. So there was a huge, what we call a God candle, just right before we even went on this AMA, and it looks like the chart is just really responding. And I wanted to read something really quick. I sent this to LA, and it kind of, again, we're going to put our tinfoil hat on for a minute here with some conspiracy theories. But let me read this. Hang on one second. All right, so again, I think this was a tweet. Shout out to, I think it was Donnie D. So I want to give credit where credit is due. But it says Richard Hart and his state-of-the-art legal team ensured that Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX are as compliant with everything out there as humanly possible in the crypto space. Outrage marketing and short clips from the Highest of Stakes documentary, which is Richard Hart's documentary about Pulse and Hex, is being said to published in the last year or so, was a deliberate message to the SEC, come and get me. They took the bait. Richard brought the war to his own turf. Now he's going to defeat them and win yet again. he and his products are going to get cleared of all charges. The prices of the whole ecosystem are going to skyrocket. The whole battle is going to have a massive positive implication for the whole crypto community overall. If you can't see that all of this was planned by a brilliant mind and worked exactly as planned, then I can't help you. So I can't play 4D chess, but I know when I see it that it's being played. So again, we're, and I say this as well, we're always playing chess, not checkers. But again, I think that really puts it in perspective. Um, Even if you don't like Richard Hart as a person, he is smarter than, I think people give him credit for. And although it's definitely playing with fire, trying to, egg the SEC on, I mean, everybody in crypto is talking about Pulse right now. So it could be a brilliant marketing scheme that he has put forth, and we could see exactly what happened with Ripple, where the community got behind it, they fought it together. Lord knows Richard has enough money to fight this, and we could see a ruling, that PulseChain is freedom of speech. One thing that Richard was always claiming during sacrifice, and Hex, is not a security, and that could really do wonders. Now, here is the caveat. That could take, years. So we're not in a position at EMP that we can, forego development on Fusion, or even take 1 minute away from Fusion, to launch any sort of secret project on any chain until we have all of our ducks in a row. So as of right now, we are still going to be in a holding pattern. I think it's looking a lot better for Pulse, and I think that we will eventually continue to launch the secret project on Pulse. But we really just need to let the dust settle and put all of our efforts into Fusion right now. The project really wasn't taking away from Fusion, but we're so close with Fusion that we want all hands on deck and don't want any distractions. So, again, that's just kind of an update of where we are. LA, was there anything on that you wanted me to clarify?
No, I think you covered it all, really.
All right, awesome. So, and again, I appreciate everybody's feedback. I know a lot of you were interested in us going to Arbitrum, um, and that is not off the table for sure. We have a lot of contacts at Arbitrum, our friends at DexFi and Arbidex. So, we never say never until we have publicly made our official stance. And honestly, the vote, we did a vote to all the VIPs, which again is a reason that you want to be part of the inner circle. And it was a lot closer than I thought it would be. So we'll let you know ASAP. But right now the focus is on Fusion. So go ahead, LA. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, and this doesn't mean that we're, permanently not launching this project. It just means that Fusion is our number one priority, and we want to get it out as soon as possible because we know that that's what everyone wants. And then once Fusion is up and running and successful and everybody's happy and celebrating, then we can reassess.
Yeah, totally. And with the Secret Pulse project, I mean, we are literally, and that's the crazy part. Before the SEC brought down the hammer, I mean, we were pretty much ready to go. So, that could happen anyway. I mean, if Jake blows through, tying everything up, we set a date for Fusion, um, then we can easily just switch gears and get this up and going even maybe simultaneously. Again, that might actually be a good idea, considering, you'd have to decide on whether you're going to sacrifice for Fusion or try to earn in the sister project. So, and at the end of the day, it's about bringing awareness to the EMP mothership, whether that is through Impulse, the Impulse umbrella, again, on Pulse, or any sort of sister project that we do. All of it will feed the EMP mothership. So, all right, I think we spent enough time on that. A lot of that was my personal opinions, not the opinions of EMP or the rest of the team. So take that with a grain of salt. But we're always open to feedback, and I wanted to kind of just give everybody inside look at where our heads are at. So, all right, let me get back to my notes. Was there any questions in regards to that, LA, before we move on?
Doesn't look like it. Nope.
Okay, we can always circle back around, but all right. The next bit of news. Again, shout out to LA for all the hard work. We dropped it last week, but I'll let LA elaborate a little. We are now have our updated listing on CoinGecko, and LA. It looks like they even updated to V2, right? Go ahead.
They did, yeah. We now have eShare V2 up on CoinGecko, and CoinMarketCap is soon to come. It's going to take a little bit longer because we're doing a more in-depth process on CoinMarketCap where we're going to have a lot more exposure. But it looks like there's been a lot of eyeballs on our listing on CoinGecko already because we've been approached by just about every marketer on the face of the planet
Yes.
in the last few days. But yeah, so now that's up there, and you can check out eShare both on Dex Screener and CoinGecko. So that's good.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and again, it's funny, these scammers or not all of them are scammers, again, to be fair, but the majority of them are. They reach out every time there's a new listing on these aggregating sites. They reach out, and I know a lot of you that are in the army or maybe admins in EMP, we all had like 500 DMs, so apologies for that. But at least we know we're getting volume and more people in the Telegram and more people looking at eShare and EMP. So if you do get random DMs, please just report them as spam. And we'll do our best to stay on top of the ones that aren't spam. But I can't tell you how many marketing proposals we receive a day in and day out. So if you're one of those people listening tonight, we're not interested. We have it under control. So, all right, awesome. LA, anything else in terms of CoinGecko or eShare?
Nope. And if you're one of those people listening, don't even bother typing to us because we don't read your messages. We just block you.
Exactly. Yeah, no doubt. All right, awesome.
But no, that's it for those. We're
All
good.
right, cool. All right, so up next is the L1X public sale. So again, we have been rolling out the L1X public sale on behalf. We are running it under L1 Dex. A lot of you have said, is L1 Dex going to have its own raise? And the short answer is no. This is our raise. So we made the decision. Again, we've been discussing this for months now. We made a decision, and it was finally confirmed that the actual reward token of the DEX will be L1X, and so it is vital, not only for the token that we're moving towards a revenue share model where the actual real yield that the DEX generates is rewarded to in buyback and some LP rewards to everybody in L1X. And this is amazing because we don't have some inflationary token that's been made up like most DEXs have. It is much more efficient because, again, that buy volume is back on L1X, which is beneficial to all the L1X holders. And there's utility in L1X. You can use it as a gas fee, you can stake it, you can put it in nodes, and earn more L1X. So this is vital. And again, if you want to be an LP provider, this is really important information here. If you want to be an LP provider for the DEX, you will have to eventually have that L1X. So the best way to buy it would be through this sale. So again, you will be able to provide other assets like ETH or any form of LP, ETH, USDT. We're sticking to blue chips, but if you want to provide liquidity for L1X, you have to have L1X. So if you're not in the public sale and are getting your tokens that way, then I would highly suggest getting in this way. Again, not financial advice, only for those that want to participate and potentially earn rewards on that L1X. So, all right, hopefully that again clarifies some things. I know there was also some questions of how long it will last. It's my understanding that the public sale will go until the hard cap is reached, which right now is 25 million, or until the mainnet goes live. So right now, mainnet I think is scheduled to go live at the end of the year, maybe even sooner. So we have at least a few months of beta that you can either get in from the public sale or even the P2P marketplace that will eventually be live through the DEX. But just understand that you know uh, that is a premium feature in the wallet, and you will not be able to get it under the pre-sale price. So nobody will be able to list their P2P L1X any cheaper. So literally, as of right now, the best deal is getting in on the public sale. So all right, and we are doing this all fully compliant.
And
Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
sorry, go ahead, and then
Oh,
I'll add
yep. All right.
something.
So I was going to say we are doing this fully compliant. Again, we're the intermediary. Uh, the L1 DEX and EMP is set up through a trust that isn't, privy to the laws in which countries may be prohibited from participating, and there's no KYC. We are submitting all that documentation to L1X, and then it's up to us to distribute those tokens. So again, it's all good to go, and we're excited for this next phase. Sorry, all right, go ahead, Ellie.
I was just going to add that some people have been asking how they'll get access to their tokens. And so when mainnet beta launches, you will need to get the L1X wallet. And for those of you, obviously, who purchased in the pre-sale, when you're getting your vested tokens, you have to register for the wallet with the same wallet, or even for those purchasing now in the public sale, you have to register with the same wallet you're purchasing with right now to receive those tokens to that wallet address. But some people have been also asking how they can check the balance of what they've purchased so far between the two sales and stuff. So Stinky Beans has been posting a link in our Telegram. I'll post that link in the YouTube comments right now for you, and you can go to the testnet and to the wallet there and check. So
Perfect. No, that's great news. So yeah, and again, all this is also available through the L1X Discord. They're a lot more active on Discord than Telegram, so please join over there. And you can absolutely open a ticket with them if you need to. But yeah, and another thing to note too, like Ella mentioned, vesting. If you're in the pre-sale, your tokens are vested over 15 months. So at the end of the month, when beta goes live, that's when your vesting schedule starts. So you will be getting 1/15th of your L1X every month for the 15 subsequent months. But if you go into the pre-sale, you will get your tokens immediately. So I'm sorry, let me back up. If you go into the public sale, you will get your tokens immediately. So again, the public sale is what is live now. And those are not vested. So you won't be able to sell them unless it's the P2P marketplace. You have to find a buyer that's willing to buy them. But again, just there's options for everybody depending on how you want to get involved. So all right, cool. Then yeah, all that should be pretty straightforward. Yeah, you can check your wallet, and those of you that are in the pre-sale as well, there's been an email going around that tells you what to do. L1X has some videos on YouTube that shows you how to register your wallet. So there's plenty of resources out there. You just got to look for them, or we'll
I just
provide
put
them too. But yeah,
the tutorial here in the comments as well.
okay, perfect. Yeah, please check the live chat, or if you're listening to the recording, go through the comments. So, and just please don't click on any random links. If somebody DMs you, and says, "Hey, I'm with L1X, I'm trying to register you, send me your private key," that is 100% a scam. So never ever send anybody your private key. Um, you can, share your public wallet address just like you would on any other chain, but only do that under, official Discord tickets, or, if you're trying to register directly with L1X. So, all right, awesome. All right, I think that was it. I know it was a lot. I spent a lot more time on that than I thought we would. But was there any other questions about the pre-sale, the public sale, or the DEX?
No, you're good.
All right, awesome. So, again, we talked a lot about Fusion at the beginning of this call, but we are in the final stages. I know that we keep saying that. All the individual pieces are being stitched together, and we have our full attention on that. So, this should be a very interesting month. And again, we're as excited as we can be, and we are with all of you. I mean, we want Fusion to be here, tomorrow, but uh, until there is an official date that is announced through all of our socials and live on an AMA, please do not count on that, because again, it would just be irresponsible of us to put a date out and not be 100% ready to go, and have done all the due diligence to ensure that the code is safe. So, all right. I think. Oh, wait. One last bit here. LA, we have some alpha on Fusion. Speaking of last minute updates here, I think you got a revision. Well, you sent it to me, right? That was the second video that you sent me
Yeah.
today, right? Yeah. So again,
Uh-huh.
it's killer. I mean, we. I don't know how LA found this person, but they are cranking out killer explainer videos at very affordable prices. And again, I mean, once you guys see these, you're gonna know why we're so hyped. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited. We finished the revisions on the second video today. This one took a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We no longer have a scene where there's a bunch of people cheersing on a beach in there. So,
Yeah,
so it's
totally.
ready. Oh my God, every time I laugh, I need to cough. Sorry. Um, so it's ready. Oh my God, it looks so good. We're excited. And I thought it was a guy doing this. It's actually a woman. I
What?
found
That's
out today.
amazing. All
I've
right,
been
good.
saying he all along. So if you hear me switch to saying she now, that's why. So she's already getting started on the revisions of number 3. Like literally the second I approved number 2, she's already started on getting going with my revisions on number 3. So this lady is very efficient. I'm so excited. And these they seem to be going. So really excited for you guys all to see them.
Yeah, killer. I mean, again, they're awesome. And there is one more little Easter egg. I'm not gonna share it. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but yeah, I would say girl power on these videos. And I think all of you will be really excited when they're finally out. And again, this will be not only a way to clarify how Fusion works, but it'll also be a marketing tool for all of us as well. If people say, well, I heard about Fusion. How does it work? Just like we had our incredible success with our EMP Academy, this is the same concept. We take the effort to explain these very complex, DeFi protocols in the most simple way that we possibly can, to help onboard more people. So again, that's all part of the plan. We talked a lot more about marketing and the last AMA. Again, if any of you are listening, please take some time to listen to some previous AMAs if you haven't been able to. I know we've seen a lot of old faces. Again, not old in the sense of the word, but familiar faces. There you go. We'll put it that way. In the socials that want updates. And the first question is, well, have you watched an AMA? And their response is no. So again, don't be that person. You have to at least take some initiative and invest in your investment. If you are new here, or maybe you're returning after months of not really being in the loop, the number one best way to find out what's going on is to listen to a few of our AMAs and be here today, just like all of you. So shout out to the squad that always shows up to the AMAs, right, LA? I know we gave them a lot of love last week.
100%, because you never know what these guys might get out of you.
Yeah, totally. So, all right, awesome. Well, those are the big updates for today. Do you want to jump into questions, LA, or if we have anybody else?
Yeah. So
Yeah, go ahead.
there is one on the Discord. I did briefly answer it in typing, but just in case anyone else is wondering about the same thing. So he writes, it had been previously said there was a major event that would happen before fusion. And he's wondering if that major event was the secret project or if it was something else. And I was just typing back that we had originally planned to do the sacrifice kind of weeks before the launch of Fusion, and that was the big event we had been alluding to, but now we're launching the two more simultaneously. So do you want to kind of go more into that?
Yeah, totally. So there'll still be plenty of lead up for everybody to prepare. We're not gonna say, all right, well, we're announcing Fusion launch date, and it's tomorrow, and nobody has time to prepare. It won't be like that. We're gonna have a lead up time for Sacrifice and Fusion going live. But yes, to LA's point, we had thought we would be able to do like the Sacrifice phase and then wait months or weeks until Fusion, um, because again, a lot of you were asking for something, but that really wasn't fair because when you do it like that, it locks up a lot of funds, and we don't ever want to be a protocol that locks users' funds. So, we decided even though it made more selling pressure on EMP as people wanted to continue to exit and not know how bullish Fusion is, it was much more ethical because again, unless there is a cash out battery, there's really no way to get out of Fusion. So we have to have the marketplace and the batteries ready to roll so that all of you can take profit because that is the point. Again, we are trying to build a more sustainable ecosystem and remove this prisoner's dilemma that you see in all the tomb forks or seigniorage protocols, and even really a lot of other protocols, more traditional DeFi protocols. There's always a seller always negatively impacts a holder, and a lot of that is short term, especially if you're in it for the long run. But through our actual revenue streams, where it's not no Ponzonomics whatsoever. It's all much more based on real yield. That is how Fusion will be able to pay some incredible APRs and allow it to be much more sustainable, where you're not having to sell, your positions to profit. You can just profit from the yield, and that is what we set out to do all along. Even with the original version of EMP, and all seigniorage protocols, that ethos is still there. I mean, you wanna accumulate yield producing assets. That's how the wealthiest people in the world have accumulated their wealth. Whether it's real estate or other businesses that produce money, and we want to instill that same strategy with all of our participants. You want to get involved, sacrifice your EMP, or whatever it is, LP or up EMP sacrifice, get into Fusion, build your build your ownership of the central grid, which again is building your microgrid, and then your microgrid is your yield producing asset. So you'll be able to earn energy through your microgrid. That is what you can use as a revenue stream, but you actually never have to sell or liquidate your microgrid. And again, it just continues to build as the protocol grows, and it's way more sustainable in the long run. So hopefully that again gets all of you excited.
Hmm.
We put so much effort into this, and we are confident that it will be a better ecosystem. But we could build the most incredible DeFi protocol on the planet. It's up to all of you as a community to get behind it once we are finally live as well. So, and
For
again,
sure.
obviously we will do our part with marketing and onboarding, but we need everybody to embrace this, right, LA? Go ahead.
Yes. And I just wanted to add on to that because you worded that so amazingly. And just add on to that, that a big part of the reason why we did things the way we ended up doing them is because we wanted everyone to be able to earn up until the day that the sacrifice starts. Like, we never wanted to ever put anyone into a position where they stopped earning. And the APRs might not be the sexiest in the world, and they may not be what everyone wants them to be yet, but we're still earning every single day, and we have the ability to stack in order to prepare for the sacrifice. And that's the exact position we wanted to be able to put everyone into. And so, as opposed to sacrificing and then waiting, and then the launch happens, we wanted everyone to be able to accumulate, and then, okay, let's fucking go. Right? There you
Totally.
go, Vino.
Totally, I love it. We gotta let's fucking go out of LA. It's go time. I told you August was gonna be one hell of a month. So I love it, LA. So yeah, 100%. Again, and that should show all of you, where our true intentions are. I mean, I can't even tell you how many other protocols, when they go through a transition phase like this, they don't give a shit. They lock up your tokens for months, and you have absolutely no choice, just to sit there and hold the bag. So it was really important to us. Even again, like I said, if the APRs are lower, it still gives everybody the option to at least earn something while we're building, and the flexibility to get out if you had an emergency or you know needed to sell, you could. Yeah, all of that is really important to us in terms of, our ethics here at EMP. So, all right, awesome. I think that was a great recap. I don't know if we've ever really went into the details of that decision making. So hopefully that outlines it for all of you.
Yes. So I want to say something, and then I want to let you expand on it, because I
Totally.
don't know if you'll feel the same way that I do. But um, you had just said what you said about we're going to give everyone lots of lead time. But I also want to say that we're never going to purposely wait weeks and weeks and weeks longer just to give everyone more lead time. We want to get this out
Yes.
as soon as possible, because we know that you've all been waiting a long time and you're anxious for this to launch, and so are we. So when this is ready to get out, we're going to get this out as efficiently as humanly possible in the most effective manner. And so when Jake gives us the go ahead to give a date, we're going to give the date as soon as possible so that you all have as much time to prepare as possible. But what we're not going to do is then add on 2 more weeks just so you can twiddle your thumbs and get all your ducks in a row just for the hell of it. So there's a question that says any alpha on how much lead time up to the sacrifice you plan to give everyone. So I just wanted to say that, and then see if your answer is any different from mine.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Again, I may have misspoke a little bit earlier, but again, everybody's opinion is relative. So when I say not a lot of time, yeah, I mean I don't want to put a number on it, but I would say definitely, uh, maybe 10 days or 2 weeks at most. Really, it's going to depend on the marketing that we line up around the launch. But to LA's point, I completely agree. Whatever date that we say we're going live, that is the date, and there will be no pushing it. There will be no again, well, all right, you didn't get in, so we're gonna give you another chance. You don't get another chance. You've had 6 months to build your bags, and so once that date is announced, don't be the one that says, oh shit, like, you get left on the ground when the rocket ship takes off. So, and again, that isn't me trying to, entice you to spend anything that you can't afford. Maybe all of you have, are comfortable with your bags, and that's okay. No pressure. It's just that is probably how it will happen. I just know from experience. And again, I know that's why a lot of you want that date, so that you can start putting in your bags. But you should be doing it now. So that way you're not reliant on that date, and you get a better price. I mean, who knows? So, yeah. All right. Is that again? We're on the same page, LA, for sure.
Yeah, and because we are offering those early sacrifice bonuses, and those who sacrifice in the first 24 hours and then 48 hours are going to get the biggest multipliers, we obviously can't announce it and then say, hey, the sacrifice is starting in 24 hours from now, because we do have to have a little bit of time to blast it out everywhere to make sure we're fair and our entire community knows that, hey, Fusion Sacrifice is about to launch, and hey, there's these crazy multipliers, and you better get your ass over here and get ready. But that being said, just to reiterate what I said before, we're also not going to add weeks and weeks and weeks and make you all wait just for those people that will show up 2 months from now being like, oh, I didn't notice I was traveling and I didn't open my computer for the last 6 months. Because you guys are all here, you show up, you're ready, you've been waiting, and we know that you're anxious for us to get this launched, and so are we.
I love it. Absolutely. Super bullish. And one more little caveat I just want to say, because I'm sure there'll be somebody that, goes back and listens to these AMAs when we're, like you said, LA, 2, 3 months in the future. But that I don't want what we just talked about in terms of the early sacrificing bonus and all of you getting in now. I don't want that to discourage future participant either, or future participation, because what will happen is, and we talked about this a lot. Those of you that have stuck with us and seen Peg go down, and have really rallied behind Fusion and know how hard we're working to bring this back. Those are the people that we want to reward the most with the initial launch. However, once we regain Peg, again, not if, but once we regain Peg, then we will be able to offer a much more stable entry for new participants. And through our different mechanisms, especially the power packs, again, to remind everybody, power packs are a way that you can actually get more energy by putting in your eShare. You get a little bit of a bonus. And those sort of mechanisms will help even again, I hate to use the word late, but people that come after Fusion is launched, those sort of mechanisms will help them, maybe get ahead a little bit. So we've accounted for all that, and I think that, some people get scared that, well, if I'm not in it now, then I'm not going to get in it ever. They attribute it to more of that Ponzonomics, where the only people that win are the early people. But Fusion is totally different. And again, that is because of our real yield. We're able to produce income through one of our something we haven't disclosed yet that we will hopefully soon. That's been killing it. Other investing in other projects that have appreciated in value, And the big one is the fees from Fusion itself as a revenue stream, and the big one is the DEX fees. Again, we'll have a portion of the L1 DEX fees feeding Fusion as well. But all those things, they will pay the APR on top of what happens under the hood. Again, with eShare, earning eShare for your position. And all of that, again, will add to APR without the need for new users. So, again, we want to expand Fusion and we want everybody to participate. But once we're up and rolling, people will see that they're not late to the party. That even though they weren't involved with the sacrifice, they can still get an amazing position at Peg, knowing that we're going to be able to maintain Peg, so their initial investment should not go down. We have a rock solid bulletproof Peg, and they get in and they start earning immediately through Fusion. So again, I just want to add some context to that. We'll go over that a lot more on the AMAs because I know that will be a big question with these other YouTubers or other articles that get written. How are you guys planning for those that don't get in early? And that's all part of that real yield and why it makes this so different than, again, 99% of other DeFi protocols where you just have to hope that the token goes up in value to profit. So, all right, awesome. Again, another bit of a deep dive I wasn't anticipating, but does that help, LA, or anything what I said? You want me to go over more?
Perfect.
Okay, awesome. All right, any other questions? And again, if you have a question, please feel free to put it in the live chat in real time.
There was a question about whether we're ready to reveal the battery prices tonight.
Yeah, so I literally have one more meeting after this call, and then I hopefully will be able to. So we had one more bullish tweak. Again, we're trying not to tweak anything because every time we try to tweak something, it adds to development time. I think they call it feature creep in the dev world. But we're trying to avoid that. So yeah, I have one more meeting tonight after the AMA, and then hopefully by next AMA, we should be able to give some better insight on that. So
yeah, and I personally feel like it is better to reveal the details about the batteries in written format first, and then kind of go over them together in voice format from the with the written on the screen, because it's quite more in depth than you guys realize. There's a lot that goes into it.
for sure. No, that's a great point, LA. And yeah, it will be easier to see the different breakdowns visually while we explain it verbally as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
then that'll probably be the plan. When we do have that finalized, we will update the white paper or have a separate infographic. And then, say on, Sunday, we release that and we talk about it on Monday, or we release it on the following Wednesday and then talk about it on Thursday. So yeah,
Yeah, we'll definitely have that all of that broken down in the white paper for sure too.
yeah, and the white paper again, we just keep adding to it bit by bit. The main light paper we've been working on is L1 Dex. So we have like 3 white papers that we've been working on simultaneously. But yeah, the light paper for L1 Dex that will be coming out again hopefully this coming week. I don't know if we'll have it done by tomorrow, but we have another meeting with L1X tomorrow morning. So again, there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of cooks in the kitchen, so to speak. So if LA and I sign off on it, that doesn't mean that we can publish it. There has to be a lot more people involved. So again, just to clarify, the L1 Dex light paper, again, not a full white paper, but a light paper, should be out first. Then we'll have a white paper V2 for Fusion before the sacrifice. So that's about that's the timeline that we're working with.
Amazing. That is all the questions that I see.
All right, awesome. Well, again, I was hoping to make it a short and sweet one, but both of us made it through without having a cough attack, and we're almost at an hour, so it was a very productive AMA. Again, please share these AMAs with people that, if you see them in the chat, asking questions or, wanting to know, when peg, please respond with one of these AMAs. We put a lot of effort into you know, communicating and being transparent and building and doing everything in our power to move forward. And it's just frustrating sometimes when, people just want to jump in and make assessments that aren't even true. So, as a community, we can help them, help educate them. Again, be respectful. I'm not asking, anybody to be negative, but help them learn, help educate them, say, no, EMP is building their asses off. You just gotta pay attention. So, again, that will help us as we move into Fusion going live. So, and again, when we do finally have the marketing schedule out, we need all of you to rally and show up in those AMAs and like and retweet and do everything on all the articles. So and all of our emperors and empresses, they're legends at that anyway. I'm just reminding everybody. So all right, awesome. LA, any final words before we wrap it up? Go ahead.
Yes, a big thank you to each and every one of you for being so amazing. We all appreciate you so much. We could not do this without all of you, and all of you inspire our hard work. And we're both so, so, so excited for Fusion to launch and for all of you to see what we've been building behind the scenes and finally get to participate in it and take part in it. So, thank you guys for all being here and participating. We love you all, and already can't wait to see you on Monday.
I love it, man. I could not have said it any better myself. LA, I wholeheartedly, again, as if it was out of my own mouth, support everything LA just said. So I'm not even gonna compete. I'm just gonna wrap it up. And again, we love all of you. We're just trying to get this going. So, all right. Good night. Good day. We'll see you on Monday.